European Union. That was the only speaker on my list, so I now invite Japan. Oh, sorry. I now give the floor to Japan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Special Rapporteur's report and the press release published earlier today in Geneva before his presentation at the third committee contain some inaccurate elements. Japan voices a strong opposition to them. Regrettably, the Special Rapporteur's past press releases did not fully reflect neither the answers provided by the Japanese government and included elements susceptible to speculation as if radioactive risks persisted widely in Fukushima. Regarding housing support for self-evacuees, Fukushima Prefecture continues to provide housing assistance in the form of financial aid to rent private houses. The expression, "stop the housing subsidies," is therefore inaccurate. Whether or not self-evacuees return to their original homes is decided solely on the judgment of each individual after the conditions set forth by the government have been met. The government did not and will not force anybody to return. With respect to the permissible dose of exposure to radiation, there seems to be a misunderstanding. Therefore, I wish to clarify our stance. The figure 20 millisievert per year was used as one of the conditions to lift the evacuation orders based on discussions amongst national experts. It reads, the cumulative dose estimated through spatial dose rate of radioactivity shall be below 20 millisievert per year. We note that 20 millisievert per year is in conformity with the recommendations given in 2007 by the International Commission on Radiological Protection. With this caveat, let me make clear the following. To date, the government continues its effort to attain the long-term target for individual additional dose of exposure to radiation per year to within 1 millisievert. We are concerned that the press release of the Special Rapporteur could invite inaccurate media reports both in Japan and abroad. 7 years after the Great East Japan earthquake and the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant accident, the people in the affected areas are still suffering from an inaccurate negative reputation. The government and people of Japan are making efforts with a view to dissipating this negative reputation and restoring life back to normal. In this regard, Japan expresses its concern that such reports are conducive to propagating the impact of such negative reputation on the people of Fukushima and thereby to further aggravating their suffering. The government of Japan is determined to discharge its responsibility for the reconstruction and revitalization of Fukushima and to support to the maximum possible extent those who aspire to return to and rebuild their homes, including women and children. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I thank Japan. We've heard the last speaker on my list.